In this video, let us see what are the features, needs, and functions of a business letter. Now, let us go to the features of business letter. The important features of the business letter includes simplicity, which means the language used in the letter should be simple and it should be clearly understood by the reader. The next is the conversational style, where it should give an impression of face-to-face communication when it is read by the reader. The next should be clarity of goals. The writer should clearly convey what he wishes to convey to the reader. The next is public relationships. The business letter reflects the image of the organization. So the matter in the letter should bring goodwill and enhance the image of the organization in the public. So the letter should be keeping in mind the public relations of the organization. The business letter should also include courtesy, where it should seek favor politely and it should be expressing the gratitude. The next is the you attitude. The letter should be written keeping in mind the reader's point of view, and it should be able to clearly convey the sender's interest in the reader. The next is persuading. We have already seen that the business letter should persuade the reader to the side of the writer. Next is sincere. It should be sincere in nature, which means the letter should be written in such a way that the reader believes whatever is there in the letter, and the information in the letter should be genuine and it should include facts and maybe figures. We should be using positive language in the letter, as negative language should be avoided, as it is related to the goodwill and image of the organization with different stakeholders related to the letter. And next is the care of culture, which is one of the important features or characteristics of a business letter, where we should not include words or statements which demean or offend different cultural backgrounds. The next is the ethical standards. As the business letter reflects the image of the organization, the ethical standards should be maintained all through the letter. The last characteristic is brief but complete. The letter should contain all the necessary information and complete information which is targeted to the reader. Now, let us go to the needs of business letter. Now, the different needs of the business letter are: it acts as a representative of the organization. The main thing, it acts as a representative of the organization. So the format or the information included in the letter should be written with utmost care. It is also a substitute of personal visits, which means it gives a clear picture of what the writer wants to convey it to the reader in a face-to-face communication. So it acts as a substitute of personal visit, and it serves as a legal purpose, and it also serves as a reference for future transactions, which is an important thing in order to keep an account of all the transactions which we need and which we have done in a particular time period. So a business letter will act as a reference, and it sustains the goodwill of any organization. So we should avoid negative language, as it is related to the image and goodwill of the organization. The next, it acts as a motivative factor for the players involved. Like if it's a motivational business letter, it brings in motivation and focus to the readers. And this letter also plays an important role in building relationships with different parties by sharing our information or knowledge with the others. The last thing is circular letters, a form of business letters, helps to create new markets for goods and services. Like if you want to launch a product or a service in the market, these circular letters which will be definitely helping us in reaching out to a new market and new set of customers. Now let us see what are the different functions of a business letter. Now, looking at the functions of business letter, these business letters act as a reference to the future because it promotes and maintains businesses without complications. Like every organization should have to classify its outgoing mail and incoming mails and file them classified on the basis of this subject matter in a chronological sequence. And so these business letters also include different functions such as promotional functions, informational functions, legal functions, and goodwill functions, where promotional functions are all-round expansion is possible only if the organization keeps all people concerned well informed through letters that promote sales and services. Means these business letters act as a transparent means so that it promotes the goodwill and image of the organization and helps in boosting the sales of the organization. And informational functions, like it's like modern businesses cannot depend on memory as in olden days. As letters are ready references if they are available. So if we want to refer to any action or decision which we took in the previous days, these letters will be acting as an informational base so that it would impact the next decision which we are going to take. And also it acts as a legal functions, as these can be used as legal documents in quotations and offers. And the last thing, which is the important thing, which is goodwill functions, means they built a good rapport between different parties in the business transaction. So business letter helps us in attaining all the functions which are helpful to each and every individual in an organization and to an organization as a whole. These are this is it, and these are the topics for this video. And in the next video, I will be discussing about the layout or the format of a business letter and the different types of a business letter. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.